On the surface, Ringrats is about professional wrestling. It's about someone that has been a professional wrestler and about someone that wants to become a professional wrestler. That's all on the surface. What it's really about is having that kind of relationship with a person or with a thing that can be abusive. The tagline for the story is things that you love don't love you back. And that's what Ringrats is all about. And in this quest to achieve a goal, two characters come together in a way that neither of them expected, find a real connection between the two of them in the overall umbrella of professional wrestling. So really what Ringrats is about, it's about two people coming together.
It's a love letter to wrestling culture. But it's not just about, wrestling is sort of the background of it, but it's really a personal relationship between two people.
I think people will really be able to relate to sort of like their struggles and their relationships with like Larissa specifically with her parents and Waldo with his career or failed career and their connections with that.
It's a small cast and it's very character driven and everything, so it's not a huge story to tell, but it's an intimate and close relationship between two people, and I think those are the kind of stories we need to be telling.
It comes from a really interesting play that had a really passionate community following, and it's got such an excellent story, great characters, and I think it's going to make for a really fantastic film. I don't just think it, I know it.
So the major challenge putting it on stage, getting aside from the fact we had to deal with COVID, we had to deal with personal things that went on with members of the cast and crew, a lot of things that sort of got in the way and impeded us being able to stage the play. When we finally got it going, the big problem was it was long. It was the longest show Planet 12 had ever done. It was close to an hour and a half long with just two actors, and it was a very physical play. So to make all that seem genuine and meaningful on stage and put the audience in that space with them, we had to have them doing the push-ups and doing the fighting and yelling at each other and cutting the promos and having every failure and every success right on stage. And it was a lot to ask the actors. Honestly, when I talk about Ringrats, I talk about how big an ask it was of our actors to have to do all that and to be on stage for 75 minutes and now you're going to do a fight scene. That was hard. I think it was really hard for them. Staging it in the round was not my idea. That is not how I conceived the story. It wasn't in my mind when I wrote it. It wasn't the intention. It was something Brad had come up with in one of our meetings leading up to the production of Ringrats. He brought me to his studio and showed me this stage he had built out of foam and bits of cardboard and said, this is how we should do it. And yeah, he was right. He was absolutely right.
When I found out about this new play that Derek was working on and that they were in rehearsals for, I was invited to come see some of the rehearsals, and it was truly a wonderful experience. Even in the rehearsal stage, I knew this was sort of a special show. It was going to be performed in the round, so they were rehearsing it in the round, and it was essentially watching one long scene. Like, this was a fully fleshed out story. As time went on, I found myself thinking more and more about the show and that it would make a great opportunity for a film.